Welcome to the Release 17 BroadWorks Call Center Training Video Series for service providers using BroadWorks. There are 4 main objectives in this video, and portions will include how-to sections that will be recorded from the BroadWorks web portal. Following this video, you will understand the new features and settings available in Release 17, including services and licenses, feature access codes, and new features and functionality associated with each type of call center. You will understand the licenses that are required as well as those that are optional for building a basic, standard, and premium call center. The functional differences between the 3 types of call centers and when each call center type should be applied based on the scope of the call center you are building, and the process for configuring each type of call center. Let's start with the new services and licenses that are available in Release 17. The first is Call Center Monitoring. This is a new user service and enables the silent monitoring of agents. It is a service included in the Premium Enterprise license and can be included in a service pack or assigned to the group as a user service. The next service is Calling Name Retrieval. This is not a new service, however, it can now be assigned to a call center. This will enable more efficient processing of the name retrieval by BroadWorks. Release 17 also presents a new system configuration option around the Uniform Distribution Policy. It improves the call distribution logic in selecting the most idle agent. The new default setting upon upgrade is to apply the new distribution policy at the agent level instead of a call center level. So an agent's most idle status is determined by looking across all call centers an agent belongs to. Previously, the most idle status was determined per call center. Release 17 introduces several additional feature access codes that allow users, both call center agents or supervisors, to enable and disable call center features and functions directly from their device. The default feature codes are listed on your screen, but can be customized within the BroadWorks web portal under Utilities. The first feature access code listed is Initiate Silent Monitor. This allows the supervisor to silently monitor an agent's active call. To activate, the supervisor enters #82 followed by the agent's extension or phone number. Supervisors can only monitor agents on calls in premium call centers. The Monitor Next Call feature access code is used to silently monitor the next call received by an agent in a premium call center. To activate, the supervisor enters #84 followed by the agent's extension or phone number. When the next call from a premium call center alerts an agent, the supervisor's phone will also be alerted and auto answer. The concept of an outbound ACD call is introduced in Release 17. This presents the call center calling line ID information to the called party. Agents can set a default outbound call center number as their calling line ID. The default setting can be overridden using the next 2 feature access codes. The Make Outgoing Call as Call Center Call feature access code allows an agent to make an outbound call against a specific outbound call center number or extension. This will override their default personal or default outbound call center calling line ID settings. To activate, the agent enters #80 followed by the call center extension or phone number, then followed by the destination number. The Make Personal Call feature access code allows an agent to make an outbound call against their personal calling line ID. This will override any default outbound call center calling line ID settings. To activate, the agent enters #81 followed by the destination number. The next feature access code, Escalate Call to Supervisor, allows an agent to join a supervisor into an active ACD call. To activate, the agent places the current call on hold and dials #83. At this point, they can either dial the extension of a supervisor or allow BroadWorks to select a supervisor. BroadWorks will select a supervisor based on the supervisor's line state. The agent can then conference the parties together using the conference button on their phone. Additional feature access codes that are common to call centers and were introduced in prior releases include activate, deactivate forced forwarding, activate, deactivate night service, and the directed call pickup with barge-in feature. On your screen is a summary of all the new capabilities introduced in Release 17. These have been assigned to 4 categories: call center creation workflow, announcements, agent features, and agent and queue management features. The call center creation workflow category includes all the features relevant to an administrator. They include a new call center creation wizard, new options for assigning agents to call centers and associating agents to supervisors, the creation of new reason codes, including unavailable codes and disposition codes, the introduction to assigning multiple DNIS numbers to a call center, including the ability to assign separate greetings and recordings, priorities, and define if they are associated with inbound or outbound call centers, and various other configuration options. The enhanced announcement features include the ability to announce the caller's place in queue or estimated wait time for the next available agent, the ability to chain announcement files and create an agent whisper message that plays a recorded message to an agent immediately before the calling party is connected. The agent features and options include hoteling enhancements that allow an agent to automatically assign themselves to a shared device when they sign into the call center client, presentation of queue information on inbound calls, additional distinctive ringing options, additional options to alert agents of held calls, and functionality to bounce them back into the queue, queued call threshold alerting to agent's device, enhanced agent escalation, introduction of emergency call escalation to supervisors. This initiates an immediate bridging of the original calling party, the agent, and the supervisor in a conference. The ability to initiate a customer-originated trace from the desktop client, and a sign-out warning that displays in the client to the agent when they are the last agent to sign out of the queue. The agent and queue management features include silent monitoring of agents and multiple call center supervisor client enhancements. Broadworks desktop client enhancements will not be covered in this training video. Please contact your BroadSoft account representative for more details. Starting with Release 16, all call center licenses are assigned at the user level, and this does not change in Release 17. They are available in 3 different types: basic, standard, and premium. Once the call center user licenses are assigned, you can build the call centers that map to the different user types. So you can create a basic call center that includes users with a basic call center license, a standard call center that includes users with a standard call center license, and so forth. There will be more information later on exactly which users can be assigned to each call center type, but this illustrates the basic structure. Different ACD and call center capabilities are enabled based on the type of call center that you create. It is important to note that starting in Release 16, there is no longer a limit on the number of call centers that can be created by the administrator. This screen represents the 3 types of call centers: basic, standard, and premium. And under each type, there are 3 categories of user licenses that can be assigned to the user to build each type of call center. The first category of user license to be assigned is the service pack, which represents the existing service packs you have created for users today. These service packs consist of your basic telephony features using the business line, standard enterprise, and premium enterprise licensing. In general, it is recommended that an agent have an equivalent of a standard enterprise feature set and a supervisor have a premium enterprise feature set. If you need assistance creating service packs, please contact the BroadSoft representative that is responsible for your account. The second type of license is the call center license that is assigned to the user. This will allow that user to be assigned to the appropriate type of call center within the group. Agents that will be members of basic call centers will need at minimum a basic call center license. Agents that will be members of standard call centers will need a minimum of a standard call center license. And agents that will be members of a premium call center will need a premium call center license. It is important to note that only users that will be assigned as agents in a call center group need to have the licenses assigned. A supervisor that only monitors a call center does not need to have this license. The last category of user license that can be applied are the optional desktop client licenses. This includes the BroadWorks Receptionist, BroadWorks Agent, and BroadWorks Supervisor clients. The desktop clients are designed to provide an efficient and flexible call handling interface for specific types of employees. Each of these clients also provides specific functions that are integrated with the BroadWorks Call Center application. The BroadWorks Receptionist Enterprise version provides an integrated queuing capability that functions with any type of call center, including the basic call center. The BroadWorks Agent and Supervisor clients are designed specifically for a call center environment and provide the user with the ability to handle incoming calls, manage their availability, and run reports. The Supervisor client also provides tools designed to help manage call center agents and queues. These licenses are only supported with standard and premium call center queues. To properly utilize your BroadWorks licenses, it is important to understand how the licensing works when agents will be assigned to multiple call centers of various call center types. Agent number 1 represents a premium call center agent. If a user is assigned a premium call center license, they can also be assigned to any premium, standard, or basic call center within the Enterpriser group. Agent number 2 represents a standard call center agent. If a user is assigned a standard call center license, they can be assigned to any standard or basic call center within that Enterpriser group. Agent number 3 represents a basic call center agent. If a user is assigned a basic call center license, they can only be assigned to any basic call center within that Enterpriser group. So to properly utilize your licenses, you should determine the functional requirements of your call center, determine what type of call center supports those requirements, and purchase the appropriate call center user licenses to support those call centers. In many cases, you will have a mix of basic, standard, and premium call centers to support the requirements. Understanding the scope of the call center you are building before you begin provisioning is key to an efficient and successful call center deployment. Not only does it ensure you are properly allocating your licenses, it also ensures that you are matching the proper call center type to the environment you are deploying the call center in. Almost every environment is unique. However, starting with an information gathering stage will get you going in the right direction. Here are some items you may want to include on your list. Total number of locations, and this information will be helpful when determining naming and numbering conventions for call center extensions. The required number of ACD groups or call queues. Even though the licensing is done at the user level, you will still need to have a general understanding of how many call centers are required. So it could be agents that support sales or sales of a particular product, or customer service, or Spanish-speaking customer service, etc. This will in most cases represent your customer's as-is state or existing environment. Agents can be assigned to multiple call centers, and this information will be helpful when designing the call flow. The required number of auto attendants, their routing options, and a general call flow diagram. An understanding of business and after hours, and routing requirements during those timeframes. This will help you set up your time schedules for the call centers. Identifying mobile or remote agents. If there are mobile or remote agents, you will need to make sure that Remote Office or BroadWorks Anywhere is enabled so those users can receive phone calls from the queue. Identifying the total number of agents, total number of supervisors, and total number of receptionists. And of those 3 user types, which users require desktop clients and the ability to pull statistical reports? Lastly, it's always good to get an estimated call volume for each call center. This information will be helpful when creating your overflow policies, which will require you to set the number of calls that should be queued or how long a call should wait in queue before overflowing to another queue or voicemail. There are 4 basic steps to building your BroadWorks call center. These 4 steps can be standardized and followed for building all 3 types of call centers. Later in this video series, we will be demonstrating how to create each type of call center using these 4 steps in the BroadWorks web portal. First, assign the call center user services at the group level under Resources and found in the User Services section. Then, assign the required user licenses to the identified call center agents, supervisors, and/or receptionists. Next, configure the call center by creating the call center profile using the call center wizard, assigning telephone numbers, extensions, passwords, and assigning agents and supervisors. You will also need to define greetings and announcements. Lastly, set your routing policies and call forwarding policies.